Hi everyone, and welcome to our Thrive Not Survive series. Today with the topic investing in my business, and when is it, or and is there a right time, or when is the right time to invest in my business? Now, just to clarify before we start that with this webinar, what we're aiming at is investing in your business in terms of you booking onto different courses and maybe different instructor courses, different workshops. That's also considered investing in your business, not just into yourself. So, is there a right time? Yes, there is a right time if it is a quick return on investment. So investment is the money that you put in or spend for a workshop or an instructor course, and that needs to you need to be able to make that money back fairly quickly, so you can actually start making money on the new knowledge or certification that you've gained. If you can afford the course or the workshop now and make the money back within 1 to 3 months of taking the course or the workshop. Making the financial calculations before booking. This is important now. This is how I would calculate it. Set a realistic goal, set the necessary steps to achieve that goal within a certain amount of time. So I'm talking time is the 1 to 3 months, depending obviously on how much money you spend. I'm going to make a little example on the next slide with our own instructor course. But with setting a realistic goal, it also means how much money would you like to make per month, with what kind of input, which means your working hours, and what necessary steps do you need to take in order to achieve that number. So is that 5 hours of puppy courses or puppy classes, for example, and 5 introduction courses in 2 months, something like that, to be able to achieve that goal. For, I guess, if we want to set that goal, you have to make it with, or do it with one specific service that you offer. So with Med Training, it would be something like, I want to do 1 introduction course a month, and then maybe 3 training sessions a week. And with that, you need to set the prices based on your realistic goal, the outcome that you want to achieve. Check with your clientele before as well. Is there, so for example, if you offer hoopers, or if you want to offer agility or Med Training or scent detection, anything like that, if you already have an existing clientele, of course, is there already an interest that people think they have? So maybe make a poll on Instagram or Facebook, or send it out in your newsletter, so it's a bit interactive, and you can get an answer back right away. Would you like, this is maybe what we're going to offer, would you be interested, what do you like about it, what attracted you to it? So it's kind of even like a pre-marketing included in it, because people get excited about the new things that you're about to offer. So where does it all fit into your overall business plan? So obviously, just take one step back. If you don't have an existing clientele, that means that it's more of what you want to do yourself as well. So maybe if you want to specify or become a specialist in, for example, any kind of nose work. So for example, scent detection and Med Training, then this is kind of your market, and then that's the kind of people that you're going to attract as well. So where does it all fit into your overall business plan? So again, where do you want to go with your business? What are your plans? How would you like to work? How much would you like to work? All of that needs to fit in with your investment that you're doing. So If you're not planning on offering any Hoopers classes, there is no point in you becoming a Hoopers instructor. So same with agility, man training, or scent detection. So, or if you don't like puppies, there's no point in, you know, doing an online puppy course, instructor course or something. It's just not, there's no return on investment. So, that is important that you think about how this fits in with your clientele as well. Would they be interested? You know, would you like to work more? Maybe you have a person that works for you that you could send to do that instructor course, and then they can take over those classes. And that needs to be thought about before you make such an investment. Please don't panic buy in the hope that this new skill or service will make you more money, because that is just because it's new, it doesn't mean it's evergreen or it's lasting. So it's important before you spend a lot of money to think it through. And as I said, make the calculations. Don't just buy it because you think that new will attract your clients. It might do at first, but then, you know, you don't always want to market it. You want it to be evergreen. And just to make the calculations, as an example, we're taking our Man Trailing Global Instructor course. So the instructor course cost is 2,100 British pounds. That includes 20% of VAT. That's for UK attendees. The VAT does not apply to our non-UK attendees. This price is also without the early bird discount. So that is the early bird discount is another £300 off, including VAT. So it would be £1,800, including VAT. And then that would be for UK attendees. So we're calculating with that number. Yeah. So if you come to our instructor course and you pay £2,100 for that course. So let's say you've done the course, you successfully passed it, and then you're offering introduction courses or workshops. That course or that workshop is about 3 hours long. Shouldn't really be any longer than that. And we recommend anywhere between 6 to 8 dogs for this introduction workshop. And you should be charging around £85, again, British pounds per dog, not per person, because that person might come with 2 dogs. That is something when people ask me, well, would you charge the same for 2 dogs? Of course I would. It wasn't your decision for them to have 2 dogs. It still takes the same amount of time to run 2 of their dogs, you know, 1 each. So yes, they would pay £85 per dog. Hence, that's why this is in this calculation. So 85 pounds per dog, and then a training session should be anywhere, I would even go higher, about £35 per dog. That is recommended. We say about maximum of 6 dogs per training session, and a training session shouldn't really be any longer than 2.5 hours. So the calculation goes as follows: 1 introduction workshop per month with 7 attendees. So we didn't even calculate with the 8 possible attendees that you have. That's about £595 and per month. And then 2 training sessions per week with 5 attendees. So again, we didn't calculate with the full attendee number that you could take. That's it's £1,400 per month, which brings it to £1,995 per month with 23 working hours per month. So that's when, if you have 1 introduction workshop of 3 hours and then 2 training sessions per week, 1 training session being 2.5 hours. That comes to an hourly rate of £86.74 if you're offering the Man Trailing Global or your Man Trailing workshops, introduction workshops and training sessions at the price of £85 and £35. So I think it's a pretty decent wage. Again, that could be higher, depends a bit on the area as well. you could be charging a lot more for your introduction workshop and a lot more for your training session. But this is kind of like the, I would say, average price. Yeah, and obviously you could do way more training sessions. So this means that in in a month and a half, you could easily make, not even, depending on how much you work, you could even make it back in less than a month. But within a month and a half, you could easily make back the course cost, the Matchready Global course cost, within a month and a half. So that is something that's a good return on investment. I'm just skipping back real quick because we're staying within that 1 to 3 month period that we are having, or that's recommended. So that is really something that you should consider before booking any workshop or instructor course of any kind. If you've got any questions about this, please feel free to email us at info@mantrainingglobal.com. We'll be more than happy to answer any questions, and you will be sent this recording also via email. So thank you very much for tuning in, and have a good rest of the day.